Let's see. Alrighty, guys. Let's see what we got going on here. Let's pop this chat out. Alrighty, guys. Let's see what we got going on here. Let's pop this chat out. Alrighty. On X-Plane, going to be heading back to St. Louis from Kansas City tonight. I did a live stream earlier, or attempted to do a live stream earlier. Did not go too well. Come to find out, not only was my internet being the problem, but there's this button right about here. This button, right there, this lovely button. I did not press it. So this screen here, which is what I was watching, to show me what I'm doing to make sure, now mind you, this was going to be my first stream, to see what I was doing, what you guys would be seeing. Yeah, I could see what I wanted you guys to see was right here, but you guys couldn't see it. I don't know if you could hear me or not, but yeah, it wasn't going too well, and I was getting very frustrated, and it was something else. But I did end up doing a stream here on Twitch. I got my Twitch account going, so if you guys want to check me out over here, I so have a bio. I wrote a bio. Trust me, I did. But I did a stream earlier on Twitch. I flew with the IXEG 737-300 from... Hold on one second. Come in.
Help me pick a filter. That one?
Hold on.
That one? That one? Or just like regular?
I like that one.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Alrighty, sorry about that. Girlfriend just had a question for me. And I guess that's going to be buffering. Okay, I guess I have to set this. I'm actually going to delay it about 2 seconds or so. It wants me to set this to about, I'd say, 30 frames a second. Yeah, I already lost my viewer, so that's wonderful. Come on, YouTube. Don't do this to me tonight. Come on, come on. Load the rest. Oh, come on. Why can't I get this? Alrighty, so trying to get this all back up. Ooh, okay. I don't know which one's doing what. Okay, yeah, let's get rid of that. Dead save. Okay. So let's see here. Do you want to go ahead and pull back up? Just make sure that's all working. Alrighty, so let's see. So we're actually going to roll over to SimBrief, and while SimBrief is loading up, I'm going to go ahead and launch X-Plane, get into that. Assuming internet connection isn't going to... Pardon me for 1 second. Excuse me, my voice is just a little shot today. But get that going. Looking outside, looks like it's going to be a night flight from both Kansas City and St. Louis. I could just go ahead and set it for daytime so you guys could possibly see what I'm doing. I mean, it really doesn't bother me. I enjoy nighttime flying just as much as I do daytime, so I'm going to actually leave that one up to you and see what you want to do here. So, but in the meantime, while we are waiting, go ahead and get 727 loaded up. And I will go ahead and pull back open the dashboard. Although I could click right there. So don't really have anyone watching at this particular moment in time. I did have someone watching, but guess not anymore. Actually, it could have been just me registering as someone watching it, so that's always nice. So I'm not gonna get flying until I have someone. So. Yeah, we got someone watching, so maybe wait for a few more people. So hoping people will come and join us this evening. So, but I do appreciate you coming out. So, and we'll appreciate your patience and maybe just waiting here. So, well, it sounds like 7-2 did load up, so we're gonna make sure we're just at the right gate while we're waiting. Make sure we're over at Terminal C. I do apologize for the green screen. That's I was way off with the gate numbers earlier. Remove that. That was from a. Oh, I can't even remove that. That's cool. So. Alrighty, so probably just go ahead and. I'm sorry, I have to pull this back open one more time before do anything else. Alrighty, so I'm going to pull out the aviation flashlight, just kind of use that. Flip that on and get the GPU hooked up. Alrighty, plane's all lit up. No, I really want the logo lit on, thank you. Yeah, I got a mouse that's going out. Pardon me for 1 second, just going to mute my microphone. Well, I can see that didn't work. So, probably could still hear me on this end, so it's always a bonus. But, let's see. Got a fly circling me. Alrighty, so we're going to go ahead and go into the dispatch system. Like I said, I already flew to Kansas City tonight from St. Louis earlier on today while I was on Twitch. So now we're just going to go ahead and head on back to St. Louis like I normally would on any other given night. Gonna pull this open because I keep track of all my flight numbers. I think I'm gonna be 239 back to St. Louis. Let's see here. Yep, that was STL 238 St. Louis to Kansas City. Now I'm gonna be STL 239 Kansas City to St. Louis. I'll explain what that is all here in a minute, but in the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and get this loaded up. So. And I think Memphis will be our alternate tonight, if I remember this correctly. Yep, Memphis. So we're using the 727-200, which would be probably take a. My God. I am terribly sorry. There's something in my throat, and I am trying to talk here, and it's just not working out too well. So. Give me a minute here. Yes, we're using TWA, one of the older liveries tonight. Again, I will go further in depth of why I'm just using TWA here in a minute. Like I said, I just have to check something real quick. There's no one watching. Oh, okay. Well, that button works too. Alrighty. Just waiting to get going here. Just trying to get a couple more people to maybe join in. So tonight we're heading Kansas City to St. Louis, although you might know that by the title, so... Oh, it's just you, Dylan. Just you. Got me all excited for nothing. You missed a beautiful landing earlier on Twitch, by the way. Was doing the 733. Decided to do the triple. Wow, not even the triple. Look what a dope I'm smoking. The 727 over to St. Louis tonight. So I already used the 733 today, so figured mix it up. How bad of a delay? And I could probably fix that. Mark delay. Oh, you want me to mark a delay? I was gonna say, I think I set the delay just to a few seconds. Let's see. Alrighty. Alrighty, well. Alrighty, well, we're going to get this show going. So I'm going to head over here to SimBrief and get this loaded up. Be hopefully a light load heading to St. Louis tonight. I don't really need to be too terribly heavy. So for those of you who are kind of wondering what STL is, and I'm sure later on you might be wondering it, I'm probably sure not right now, although one particular viewer, he knows exactly what I'm going to be talking about here. Mr. Dillon, he understands what my call sign is, but I really haven't found a virtual airline I'd like to fly with out there. So I used to fly with Virtual United, and a lot of just uh, unnecessary drama happened within the airline. And hold on a sec. Yeah, I'm trying here to get this going. So KMCI. If you would quit loading, we wouldn't have this issue. Thank you. Here we go, Memphis. I want to take number 128SL. Now, like I said, I really didn't have a virtual airline I wanted to fly for, so what I did was just kind of came up with an idea for, if I did have a virtual airline I would run. Call it St. Louis Express. Our three-letter code is STL. Our call sign is ARCH, so I just fly around on VATSIM just under that little call sign. I have my whole fleet made out. It's mostly comprised of just older classic aircraft I enjoy to fly. So just a little tidbit to that. So we are going to generate flight plan, pull open X-plane, have some lag. Well, that's always interesting when that happens. Sorry, I just need to get that chat popped out so I can scroll over every now and again and take a look and see what's going on. So I'm going to be getting up to flight level 270 tonight. Sorry, my voice is very dry this evening. I'm actually going to go take care of that real quick. Alrighty, my apologies. Just had to go clear my throat, so I wasn't just trying to clear it the whole time on stream. So that's pretty much our route right there. Taking the Lakes 8 departure, heading out to COU. I forget that would be Columbia. That's right. I'm like, what is the name of that one? Columbia. So heading out towards Columbia, and then on the Kayla. Transition to Kayla. I think that's the Kayla 8 arrival. Probably be using the 12s coming into St. Louis tonight. Let's see, unless the wind's changed on me. Oh, you want it helps. Logging into VATSIM. I thought I already logged in there, so VATSIM pre-file. This is just usually what I do. I love using SimBrief. I use it before every flight, so... So, STL 239. Connecting, all that fun, fancy stuff. So St. Louis 210 at 4. So arguably we could be landing runway 24. 24 is a respectable size runway. Yeah, hopefully FlyJSim gets some good development done up on that. Little upset it's the domestic model, quote unquote, of the 707. Wish it was the more international, but whatever. 7,607 feet most certainly can land in that distance, so we will be landing runway 24 tonight at St. Louis, and planning to be down before Foxtrot, well before Foxtrot. I would love to be down well before Foxtrot, and probably pull off after we cross 12 right, turn off on taxiway Charlie, and taxi into the ramp right there. So, anyhow, so. And then Kansas City tonight. Let's see what we're doing out of Kansas City. Winds are 350 at 8. Visibility dropped by a mile from when I flew in. RA broken 300, broken 600, overcast 1,100, temperature 232.21, altimeter 299.0. Although the pressure is rising, so I will give it that because it was 2985 when I flew in earlier. But still relative low pressure. So 350 looks like we'll be departing runway 27. No, I do apologize again. I have to go over, pull up MCI, Kansas City. Let that load up for a second. So 27 is going to be down. Yeah, right over here. So, I don't know what I said the winds were. 350 at 8. I'm sorry, 350. So actually, it might be a better bet to just take off on runway 1. Yeah, no, that's be stupid not to take off runway 1. So we're gonna go take off runway 1 right. Probably take Charlie 7, Charlie Foxtrot, and then Echo 8. So that'll be our course of action tonight. Actually, I can go ahead and pull this open right here. So FMC, position. No, please go back. So K, Mike, Charlie, India. Nah. Alrighty, so departure. KMCI, so I said one right. And the Lakes 8 to COU. What did I hit? I haven't a clue. So, the route, actually then KSTL. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Alright, let's runway 24. So, arrival looks like just 2-4. So, that's pretty much all there is tonight, because the Kayla arrival does not come into 2-4 that way, so go ahead and load up weather. I'm sorry. Didn't get the weather open. There it is, yep. Heavy weather bands moving through. Well, hello, Mr. A330. Just chilling right there. Always curious to see who's going to be flying out of the same area, so let's go over and take a look. I'll go ahead and go to Fantastic. So MCI, we got 2. And who's this other guy on the ground with me? That's WR23C. Yeah. Whomever he is, flying an A330 tonight. Looks like lots of weather going on over there. Looks like X-Plane also updated their lightning. Nice. Looks a little better, I'd say. I do run with the mechanical malfunctions in X-Plane on for the 727. So, I haven't run the APU. That's crazy. So we're actually going to head over here. Flip open. Actually, I'll flip open this one like I always do. And we'll go ahead and start the APU. While waiting for that to come up. Today is the 9th. And test the lights. That works, just waiting for this APU to start up. Do a fire test. Waiting for the APU. While we're over here, set the pressurization panel before I forget that tonight. There's that. Land altitude. Wish this had a bit of a scroll wheel on it, but it will. About 610 feet. This is the altitude for St. Louis. So that's pretty much all set to go. This is all set. Alright, that is all set. We can go ahead and disconnect the GPU. And go get air flowing through the cabin. So I'm gonna navigate back over to the captain's chair, or first officer's, whatever really works for you. I prefer the captain's side of things, though. We'll just reset it. Alright, start looking into the weight and fuel side of things. So 11,380. Oh, that was pretty convenient. Seems like a lot of fuel, though. What's that unit of fuel in, though? It just seems over excessive, but okay. And our zero fuel weight for the night is 62,759. So usually just mess around with this. And see, look, our max landing weight goes right up to the roof, so something's going to have to give. Yeah, that ain't going to work, so I'm going to have to lower that fuel, because that's not going all too far. So we're going to lower that down. Get rid of some fuel. I don't need that much, so passenger load should be fine. I'll put some more cargo on. Probably transfer more cargo up to the front hold than in the back. I am going to load business class up though, because 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11. There, kind of evens itself out. So zero fuel weight is 58,854. Works for me because that, I don't know, it just doesn't calculate the 727 all too well or something.
MCDU performance page. Fuel load.
No reserves for the night. No, that's right. I forget I can't. Cruise altitude of 27,000. Alrighty, and tick. We're probably gonna do a. We'll do a flaps 15. So V1 129, V rotate 129, V2 is 142. So that pretty much takes care of that. Radios don't need to worry much about them right now because I'm going to be monitoring Unicom tonight. Test our. Get the window heat on. Get the fuel pump on, or fuel pumps on, as we start to get ready here for push and start. If that A330 is still there. Yes, he is. Looks like he is pushing back at this particular moment. Like I said, I'm curious to see who he is. So he looks like. Looks like he might be doing touch and goes of some sort. I am trying to beat this in system that's moving in. So, anyways, so hopefully trying to get out of here before that kicks in. Check the chat. See. Oh, I'm sorry to hear about the transmission, Dylan. So, back to the drawing board on the Ranger. So, well, more than likely. So. Alrighty, hydraulic. Open up the bleeds. We are pretty much ready to rock and roll. Open up the so if he's going to be chilling right there. So we'll let him go do his thing real quick. I will, however, go ahead and pull up. Go ahead and give the ground crew a call. Show me the ghost. So yeah, I pretty much want to push back right about there. Although maybe shallow the turnout, give me a little more distance on that. Yeah, I'd say right about there. So we are beginning push and start. Let me just take a quick look at this. I'm gonna go ahead and start engine 1 first tonight. Try and even out those operating times. Alright, go ahead and start engine number 1. Actually, don't jump the gun. Now we are starting engine number 1. So N2 is rising. We will add the fuel mixture at 20%. Slowly climbing. A little bit further. And adding in the mixture. EXH temperature rising. N1 is spooling up. N1 alive. EXH is decreasing. And there it comes. So we're going to go ahead and guard that. And I'm going to go ahead and start engine number 2 while that's coming on up. So N2 is rising. Yeah, that storm's really starting to get pretty interesting over there, so I'd like to get out of dodge before that happens. Adding mixture for engine number 2. I am going to turn up the sound because it is just a little too quiet. Really? Ah. Let me know if that's just a little too loud. Next option is the one with the CAMPS 02 short bed single cab 4-wheel drive 3K. Well, I mean, no new cruise control. That is a pain in the butt. I will admit cruise control is a godsend. But I mean, hey, if you want to keep looking for a little while longer, man, I mean, that's totally up to you. I mean, how big of a hurry are you to get a truck? So, alrighty, engine number 2 is started, so we're going to go ahead and guard engine number 2, and starting engine number 3. Park and brake set. And we'll go ahead and add the mixture for engine number 3. What that A330 is doing. Sorry to be zooming so far in and out, guys. Just a little bit of lag here, so. Third party is an option. Well, I understand that. It's pretty much throwing your vote away, but what's your third party? Ready? cockpit is slowly coming alive, very ever so slowly. Alrighty, and we're gonna put everything on engine number 1. And go ahead and shut down the APU. Shut down that dome light. Go more of a red dome. That's a bright light. There we go. Alright, flaps are going to be set 15. Those are coming down. Set the wing light, turn that on. Pitot heat on, transponder on. Flaps are coming down. Everything else looking good. I'm going to go ahead and set that for flight. Alrighty. Do a control check. Full up. Again, full down. Is he taking off right there? Doesn't have a whole lot of runway to do that, but yeah, that storm's getting awfully close. It's actually, I think, striking the field. I think it's about friendly. Alrighty, so we're going to start taxiing out. So like I said, we're going to do Charlie 7, Charlie, Foxtrot, Echo 8. Oh, no, didn't want to do that. So Charlie 6 would actually be right off behind me. So we're going to go ahead and do Charlie 7. Alright, jump back into the cockpit. Try and fight with my mouse tonight, so gonna go ahead and, before we start taxiing, turn off my large overhead light. Give me 1 second. Alrighty, my apologies. Just makes my capabilities of seeing at night in the sim a little better. And seatbelt sign is on. Yeah, I don't know what that A330 was doing. Like, I feel like he was trying to take off on 27 and not even check the weather. So, but then again, not everyone knows the little trick. If you just type .metar and then the airport code, so KMCI, it brings up the weather on VATSIM. You know, you don't have to do anything. The only issue is it does reset the local weather, so you'd have to go back in and re-download it via X-Plane or whatever you're using. So just a little something I've learned over the years, because that guy's going to land ILS 27, so I might have to hold for him, depending on how far out he is. I don't see him, so might be good. Getting pretty close to that edge. We'll, however, throw the spoilers out, test them real quick. Get my weather radar on. No, really, I wanted it on. Darn thing. And put the spoilers away. So there's Foxtrot. We'll probably hold for that aircraft unless he's... I mean, I don't see him, but I don't want to turn right out in front of him, so we're going to get contact with him, make sure he's established ILS 27, so personally for me, if someone just pulled out in front of me while I was landing, I would be a little upset. I have gotten upset in the past about that. It's just, I try to bring a sense of realism into this, that we're all trying to be, or most of us are trying to be realistic about this, so I try to, if I know there's traffic in the area, be as realistic as I can, so we're going to hold short. I think I got him back there, but... Alright, let's go. Alright, so he's about 3 nautical miles out, but we're going to just go ahead and scoot. Alrighty, so continuing our taxi down, we're going to have to hold for that A330 for a while, or a little bit after his departure for wake turbulence. So that's fine. I do have to just go step away for a second while we go ahead and do that. So, alrighty, Dylan, you have a great night, and I will talk to you later, sir. And for the rest of you watching, feel free to join the chat at any time. I will be checking the chat more once I get airborne, because I'll be able to step away from the plane for just a little bit longer. So feel free to join the chat. You know, I can't interact with you guys. I can talk a little bit, so feel free at any point in time to go ahead and join the chat. I guess there's one of you watching, so feel free to join the chat, whoever you are. So, you know, and if you like what you see, always, you know, feel free to hit that like button. Just hit it. Definitely helps me. Just lets me know that you're enjoying what you see. You know, just lets me know that to keep doing this. That, you know, I am definitely entertaining you in a sense. You know, I know my commentary can be a little boring at times, but just like I said, by hitting that like button, it just shows me that you did enjoy this. So, and you know, you don't have to hit the like button. You can hit the dislike button. It just, you know, it's feedback for me. You know, as someone who's trying to get going in this community, it just shows me, you know, okay, well, they didn't like that particular flight or what I did there. So, and like I said, by jumping into the chat, it also is an easier way to communicate with me to show me what you do and do not like. So, looks like he's moving up. So, it looks like we're going to be number 2 for the evening. Going to hold right about here. This will be fine. Alright, park and brake on. I will be right back, guys. Alrighty, we are back. Looks like that A330 is still trying to figure out life, I guess. Or something. I don't know what he's doing. specifically. But there he goes, finally getting on the roll, so gonna be holding. Probably just spelt that wrong, but that's okay. Looks like he's up and out. Wish X-Plane had better CSL aircraft, or whatever you want to call this. I think they call them CSL. Or I don't know what they are, but... Alrighty, probably going to go over the before takeoff checklist. Before takeoff check. Flight controls have been checked. Auto brake. Rotate. Spoilers are armed. Initial climb altitude set for 15,000. Pressurization is set. Air is set. APU off. Everything is correct. Alright, looks like we are ready to roll. Alright, so we're going to position hold. Looks like he's climbing up into the storm, so, or going behind the storm. I hope he's going behind the storm. So we'll go ahead and turn on the strobes now that we're entering an active. Alright, so we just got a wind shear warning from him. So what I'm probably going to do is that storm's off to the left of the runway, so I'm probably going to go ahead and bank right. Just kind of get out of its way. Because like I said, there is a larger cell kind of just off back behind the airport, more towards one left. So I kind of opted with this runway, just to get us a little bit out of the way. So finally taking off, facing the direction I landed in, or I landed 19 right or 19 left this evening. Was a decent landing. Kind of had a little bit of a float, but made it nice and soft. So yeah, I got some clouds up off behind the airport. Looks like it is moving in. It's pretty much right there. I think you can see it, and I'm sorry for the night vision, but that cloud outline's pretty much right there. So we're gonna just, if my mouse would work. So we're gonna just get up, get going. There he is. So from our current heading, I want to probably make a right turn 090. Alrighty, here we go. Throttle spool up. Parker brake is off. And stabilized. Here we go. Power set. A little bit of lag, but alrighty. A little bit more. Come on. Rotate. Alright, positive climb. Gear up. Alright, gonna start banking off to the right. Let's get out of that storm's way. I can't really see it, but not saying it can't be struck, but just better to try avoid that. So pick that nose up. We can go ahead and retract the flaps 15 at 151. We've already exceeded that, so pull the flaps up. Go ahead and turn that off. Alrighty, and we'll go ahead and throw the autopilot on.
Flight director, maximum thrust 8 knots, positive rate.
And we'll climb via the speed. And we can go ahead and retract flaps 5 at 171, so that's well exceeded by now. Flaps 2 at 190. And flap 0 at 200, which we could probably do pretty quickly here. Turn off the outboard lights. And bring up flaps. Alrighty, let's see what the chat's doing. Not a whole lot, so check and see what that storm's doing behind us. It wasn't my departure route this evening. It was the Lakes 8. Nope. Not a bad view, so alrighty, keep her climbing. Mouse is gonna drive me nuts. Yeah, the best way to fly the 727 I find is just when you're climbing, just set it IAS Mach. It's just usually the best way, in my opinion. Is he really? So, alrighty, climbing out of Kansas City, heading out to St. Louis. We're actually going to go ahead and start climbing up to flight level 270. And always keep an eye on our engines right here. I find the best way to not light your engines on fire is always kind of keep an eye, because you run up in the yellow zone too long, eventually, yeah, they're gonna blow up. So people, what they'll do is they'll keep the engines at a high RPM for too long, and they won't realize it, or they redlined it for too long. So what I try to do is, if I'm taking off, I will firewall it, but after I'd say about 2,000 feet, or sometimes even before I get to that point, usually pull back on the throttle, or I'll do a reduced power takeoff in the 727. I haven't had an engine fire in this aircraft, I would say, in quite some time. The last engine fire that I didn't intentionally start for just my own personal pleasure, but trying to get some light. Turn that down just a little bit. He's already landed. That was quick. So alright, and this is pretty much where we kind of settle in. I got the FM plane following the FMC. We can pull open the map. So, yeah, just been a little bit of turbulence. So just a little bit of turbulence, nothing too major. So the aircraft trying to figure itself out, or either that or the weather kicked in. I may as well just download that while we're sitting right here. So. And let's see what I did. Oh, hi. Why did I do that? I'm going to turn right to get around this storm, because I really don't feel like flying through this. So we're going to go heading selector right about now to get around that. Because I'm not flying through that, or I'm not going under it either. So mean, I could fly up the middle right there, but I'm not even going to do that, so we're going to go around. Keep an eye on that radar. Yeah, looks like we got plenty of time. Looking at the closer section of the radar, we might hit something. No, I only want it on 10. That mouse, it wants to click and keep clicking. I don't know why, but we're going to extend this right turn to 200 and there it is. That would be hail. I'm now picking up hail damage. This is probably a moment where I want to click on that wing. Oh, for the love of God, just click on. Thank you. Yeah, our aircraft will be getting pretty beat up right about now. So, because we're flying pretty much right through it. I mean, it's almost senseless to try to turn out of it right now. I mean, we're in it pretty much. So, alright, looks like we pretty much punched through it. I am going to just fly a little bit further out and start turning back in. Because even by the looks of it, yeah, once I turn and get back on course, we should be alright. We can actually go ahead and start speeding up. I mean, this is the curious part, because any given night, if I hit a hail pocket, and I've done this once or twice before, probably would turn back to the airport in simulation of, you know, picking up hail damage and whatnot. Leaving that up to you guys, just given the fact that, like I said, any other night I would turn back towards the airport and simulate an emergency landing just preemptively. I don't want to continue to climb, but up to you. Jekyll and Hyde, Five Finger Death Punch. Yeah, that's a song I never heard before, but otherwise good. So, like I said, if you think I should turn back towards the airport, I will most certainly do that, but otherwise, we're going to continue punching on here. Proceed back on course. Because, I mean, the aircraft is fine. I mean, there is nothing wrong with the plane other than the fact that we just punched a hail pocket. And we're in it for quite a few minutes, so... Actually, pretty realistic. I mean, we pretty much just flew right through that. Huh. Looks like the radar got better in X-plane. So like I said, leave that up to you guys. See what you want to do. I mean, I'm still more than capable of turning back towards MCI at this point in time. So I would not be opposed. So I think might consider towing back to the airport. So like I said, just this is just how I fly. I try to keep a sense of realism. You know, I mean, we just punched a hail pocket. So I think we are going to return to the airport. So alrighty, so that being said, I'm going to turn right heading 240. And we're going to go ahead and descend down to
1,000 feet to go.
we're going to send down to 7,000. Stop looking.
1,000 feet to go.
Go ahead and come back on the power. So like I said, just keeping it true to any other given night that I would be flying. So this is just what I do. Alrighty. I'm glad to see that you are on the same page as me. Welcome to the channel, by the way, Luke. So thank you for joining us tonight. So, alright, so that being said, making a return to MCI. Let me go ahead and get back on the Sky Vector page. Probably, let's just double check the winds. Make sure the winds are still favoring. Winds are currently, it's probably going to reload my weather, 360 at 11. So they are most certainly straight down runway 01, just about anyways. So go ahead and set up for an ILS 1. one right. Alrighty, so 110.75, approach course is 11. And 343. There's a 343. So go ahead and get that punched in. I do apologize for the lag right now. Just with the flying through the clouds, my computer's just working a little hard right now, so I do apologize for any lag right at this particular moment in time. So I'm actually going to go ahead and just chop the power until we can get that aircraft descending. So I'd tune this in. And our approach course will be 11. And the current altimeter is 299.2, so standardized pressure. Oop, wrong one. I think this, since I'm the only one really flying for the airline, I think this would be my third emergency landing this summer, because I've only been flying under the call sign Arch for just the summer. So St. Louis Express has only really existed for just the summer. First emergency landing, I think, was when I first... I think when this... No, what the heck did I land for? I think I was popping out of LAX, hit a flock of birds in the 732, lost an engine, returned to the field. I think my second emergency was in the 7.2, actually going over Kansas City, ironically, heading to Reno out of St. Louis. Hit a hail pocket. Not only did I hit a hail pocket, aircraft iced up pretty bad, quicker than the anti-ice was able to keep up with, and I dropped 10,000 feet before I was able to regain control of the aircraft before everything kind of de-iced. So that was another emergency landing I made in Kansas City this summer, and this being the third emergency landing of the year. Alrighty, so flaps 30, VREF 131. Probably going to dump a little bit of fuel. I got a fair bit of fuel in the wing tanks. So probably going to dump some fuel out of those. Just lighten up for landing. It's raining fuel. Hallelujah. We below 10,000 yet? No, still slowly coming down. Hopefully this lag will... Yeah, off schedule descent. So... Simulated damage, no flap landing. Challenge accepted. Alright, so VREF will be 190 this evening. So Alrighty, we will be making a no flaps landing this evening. So hail was bad enough that the aircraft sustained some pretty decent sized damage. We'll be having to take that into the Boeing hangars, ironically again. That's where we ended up last time, was down at the Boeing hangars here at the field, so know at the field. So, facing north, coming in from the south, so that weather should be no factor. Looks like, yeah, we've dumped as much fuel as we can out of those tanks, so that's as light as we can get. Oh my god, stop clicking. Thank you. So, looks like those are closing up. Then we'll open up the center tanks and dump as much as we can out of the center tank. No flap landing. I've never done a no flap landing. Also, where the heck am I? Let's take a look at that, because I've been maintaining a heading for a little bit here. It looks like we are just a little bit south of the field, so I'm going to actually turn right and start heading up that way. So did just think of that. So it looks like we're going to be turning Alrighty, so rather busy evening here in Kansas City. Got the support of another flight, XA007. So just wonder if he's in our area. Yep, a Pilatus PC-24. Or no, I'm sorry, a Piper PA-24. That was the PC. So it looks like we're going to be rolling back around. I am going to get down to about 5,000. So, being the fact that we do not have any flaps, this will be a max auto brake landing. Probably going to cook some tires tonight. Alright, coming down through 10,000, so get the landing lights on, wing light on, logo light on, just get myself more visible. Nope, hello. And we dumped enough fuel out of that middle tank. Yep, so we have dumped as much fuel as we possibly can out of the tanks. So we're going to go ahead and close that. So, starting our turn up towards the airport. Alrighty, yeah, we're starting to come in towards the field. I am gonna actually turn left a little bit, so we can actually start getting back towards the airport. Coming down through 8,700 for the field. Got a little bit of weather off in front of my nose, so it seems I'm gonna expand that radar. Yeah, I got some systems off to our right a little bit, so we'll try to keep clear of those for now. Just hope we should be all set. Otherwise, dumped all the fuel I can, so we're as light as we possibly can get right now. Cabin crew is being prepared, and they are going over emergency procedures with the passengers as we speak. So all we got to do right now is just focus on getting this plane down. I will extend this descent down to 3,000, just so we can get down and established. And that's my stepdad would call, because he's a pilot. He flew on ERJs, and what the heck is he flying? He's flown a Donier 228, EMB 120, the ERJ 145, 737s, all for Continental, mind you. Oh, he flew the. Did he fly the ATR? No, he didn't fly the ATR. I'm sorry. He flew the Donier for Precision, which was a part of Northwest Airlink, and then he flew the EMB 120 for Continental Express out of Cleveland, and the ERJ 145 that he was with the 737s out of Newark. But something he told me that they used to do was this, or pilots used to do, was a dive and drive. So they would descend down immediately to their altitude, and they'd fly. Instead of a nice gradual descent, they would just descend really quickly, get down to the altitude, then fly. So what we're doing right now is we're going to dive and drive. So a little lingo I've picked up and from over the years now. He's flying, stepdad's flying the 787 for United out of Los Angeles. Graduated from the 737s. Just gonna pop outside the aircraft real quick. I believe that is Kansas City. Downtown, right down there. Or it should be off in front of my nose. Interesting little city. So I am gonna I'm gonna deploy the speed brakes. So I'm just gonna say those are still functioning, because I need to start getting down. And I also do want to slow up. I'm going to slow down to about 235 approximately. So I would just like to slow down. Alrighty, so coming down. Slowly but surely coming down. Now, what do we got for weather off in front of us? So it looks like the brunt of it, the stuff that we don't want to be in, is pretty much all off to our right and should be no factor. Looks like we got some smaller systems, though, that we're going to be passing through, and there is the pocket that pretty much destroyed us. Right down over here, that's what we flew through. We kind of just came in right through there. And just kind of slid right by. So that's what hurt us pretty bad this evening. So Need to get comfier headphones. They are not too kind on my ears. But alright, so I'm picking up the localizer right now. So I'm going to start guessing that's going to be somewhere off that way. Should be coming in here momentarily. Last time I'm going to check this map. Yeah, should be coming in a little bit. We got Riverside right there, so let's say once we get out over the Missouri right about here, start turning right. The river itself, I believe, is right there. So once we get about over that interchange, we'll be able to see it out the first officer side probably, but once we get about over there, start making our turn in a little bit. So if anyone else has just joined the channel, don't really have a way of checking that, but if you're just joining in right now, dude, no, please no. Please no what? What is the problem, Mr. Dillon? But if anyone else is joining in, departed Kansas City for St. Louis, got going, updated the weather, which put me pretty much directly in a hail pocket or just outside of it. As I was trying to go around a major system, pretty much ended up flying right through it. Now we're simulating, or the hail has pretty much damaged our flaps as we've started our return to the airport just preemptively to check out the aircraft. So our flaps are now out of use. They are stuck in the full up position, so flaps 0. We're going to be going ahead for a flap 0 landing, which looking at our V card will set us up for VREF of 188. So no flaps landing will be pretty interesting. I've never done that in the 7.2, and a little interested to see how that's going to turn out. So, oh yes, it was very bad hail this evening. Let's take a look at the radar again. You can see pretty much all that little spot right there. That's what we flew through. I tried to pretty much spawn in right about the weather updated right about there, and I tried to turn, and it just flew me right through it. So, but I will actually start shallowing out my turn, bringing it back towards the airport. It's probably going to turn right, heading 340. I'll let people know what I'm doing. Alright, so I have to take back over the throttles here. If I do recall, Dylan, you are very familiar with no flaps landing, and I do believe in the 727 in particular. So I will take your word on the no flaps landing suck. Yeah, it's pretty much confirmed they suck. So I'm just gonna keep that out to the side here. but it was suggested by, oh, I have an engine fire number one, I have an engine number one fires 100 knots. Well, it was suggested by Luke C. to go ahead and simulate that. It was his idea, so. MC on traffic down, or MCI will stay behind you on the ILS. Oh, and there it is off to my left. So actually, I'm going to go ahead and take the plane for myself. So we're going to go ahead and kill the autopilot. Is that the ILS? I think, yeah, I shelled out my turn too much. Oh, doesn't seem to be. It might be, probably is, so, oh well. You are a true daredevil, Dylan. Oh, yeah, the ILS pretty much just started right there, so not too bad. I'm going to go ahead and throw the gear out. Just try to get as much drag as I can right now. And if I can at least get the gear down, so. Alright, get that speed back up a little bit. Alright, so bring that in slowly here. Yeah, good MCI. Or we're just going to announce final. Just go ahead and announce final. So here we go. Our no flaps landing at MCI. This is probably going to turn out rather horribly. So I think we're going to be 1/727 short here at the airline today. I don't get any good feelings about this. Just confirm speed brakes are armed, which that they are. Ooh, that was very close. It was pretty, though. I'll have to admit, X-plane lighting is beautiful. Now let's increase that bank. Been spoiled on the Airbus. Just did some flights around Europe in the A320. And it's a big change to go back and forth between those two aircraft. I mean, 727 is a ball by far. The A320 is nice because you can sit back, relax, let the plane do some flying for a little bit. But become too reliant on that automation when it comes time to hand fly the aircraft. Get a little scared there trying to hand fly it for the evening. So Definitely a good brush up on my skills. Alrighty, coming down. I'm actually going to let that glide slope come in. Alrighty, that is my last time looking at the chat, so if anyone sends any messages, I'm not going to be able to look at them until I get on the ground. So, did shoot a little past that. That was my bad. So, bring that back in, and I do want to. Bring that back in. Alright, that is coming up, so just making sure. Yes, I know, I know. Alright, bring that glide slope in. There we go. Alright, start descending down a little bit. Alrighty, start bringing that down. Now we're going to be a little too high, so cut that power back and get the nose over. Oh, if I knew exactly where that button was, I would shut it up, but I don't, so we're going to have to put up with that for just 1 second. But at least we know that's working. Alright, minimums. It gave up. It's like, whatever, this idiot's going to land without flaps, so. Alrighty, we are committed to this, so 100. $15, 30, 20, 10. Ooh, it's going to be nice. We got a little bit of a float, so we're going to correct that. A little bit of a float, a little bit of a floater. That's alright, just ease it on, ease it on, ease it on. Beautiful. Beautiful. Alright, nose is down. Thrust reversers are out. Running on runway. This may not end well. If in doubt, we'll just do that. Oh no, still gonna need that. Well, at least we're on the ground. And the bright side, I don't have to worry about pulling the flaps up, so one less step for the evening. We're going to bring it back to the gate, and then we'll probably go ahead and tow it over to the hangars. Oh no, no evac. No evac, we are good. Ooh, going around. Man, he can't even land with flaps, and I just landed without flaps. Although, granted, I just floated all the way down the runway, but, you know. Whoa, that's a hell of a bank, and that lightning just struck the taxiway. What a bank, what a plane, what a pilot. I want to thank Luke C. for suggesting this no flaps landing tonight. Like I said, that's a first for me. Never really decided to do that. And now I know I can do that. It's not that bad. And that was, besides the float and the braking, that was probably amongst my better landings. So, thank you for that suggestion, sir. I'm going to turn up the volume for the weather, though, so I can hear thunder. If there is any. But there's our wonderful plane for the night. The always tough 727. Took a beating tonight, but she did alright. Beat the old girl up, but she'll keep flying. Shut the weather radar off. Don't really need it. I'm gonna get the APU started when we get closer to the gate. Man, he was pretty close. That A330 when I landed, so looks like he's doing a pattern. I'd like to see how this works out for him. Can't handle it, bro. Ooh, yeah, that struck right next to us. Can't handle it, bro. Shouldn't be flying it. But nice slow, long taxi in. Now that your brakes are melted, yeah, I'm sure I didn't melt the brakes. Although they sure as hell didn't want to work tonight. It's amazing how they want to work when you're landing at lower speeds, such as when you have flaps and you're able to land at, oh, let's see here. If I had a flaps 30 landing tonight, yeah, would have landed at about 100 and, VREF 127 plus 5, that would be 132. So 132 knots would have stopped me in no problem. But landing at a hike almost 200 knots, the brakes most certainly did not want to work. So Alrighty, start up that APU. Go ahead and kill the pitot heat, so those are, it's not screaming hot. We'll kill the window heat, so it's not running in right now. So kill that. What's this? Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. This is A330 doing. Because he's about where I want to go. Looks like he's moving. I already is still an emergency. Sounds Irish. Yeah. That was a close one. Alrighty. Go ahead and turn right. Take this taxiway over. We'll just pretty much park where we pushed out, so. Lightning all around. And usually what starts out in Kansas City is going to be rolling towards... Oh, looks like that American... Nope, that's just that A330. I thought that was an American flight coming up from Dallas. So, but usually what starts out in Kansas City is going to be rolling towards St. Louis, so I'm sure sometime tonight and or tomorrow we should be expecting these storms. The storm that killed St. Louis Express 239. Not really, we're still kicking, so. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and kill the bleeds, or the packs for now, I'm sorry. We're going to kill the packs. Turn the air off. And our gate should be right where that lightning struck. We're pretty much right there from the looks of it, so I'm also going to kill the wipers. Don't really need them, so. I'd say it was... Yeah. Go ahead and kill the taxi light. Just need to see if I'm going to be lined up properly with the gate real quick. It's like a little lawnmower over there. Little lawnmower. Slowly but surely coming up to the gate. Right back to square one. And I'd say right about there. Park and brake set. Gonna go over here real quick, get the APU online. Or get the APU at least producing electricity. We'll go ahead and shut down engine 3 and 2. And now we'll kill one. Alrighty, and that would be a wrap. Sure, everyone's gonna be kissing the ground now. Dome light on. Oh, and there's our friend, Mr. A330. Is he gonna taxi through me? I think he's gonna taxi through me. Or just park right there. That seems legit. Alright, go ahead and close the bleeds, open the packs. And just because we didn't do it to begin with, I will call over the baggage trucks. And get shocks. So that is rather close. So, anyways, an F-35 and EA-18 like simulators themselves, or did you get the ones for X-Plane? Before I wrap this live stream up here. Oh, wow. How'd you get to do that? I'm actually going to be heading off for the night, so I will probably talk to you tomorrow about that. But anyways, I'd like to thank you all for watching tonight. It's definitely been an eventful live stream, I'd have to say, so didn't go quite as planned. I'm probably thinking next time, probably going to watch... Or no, I'm sorry, not watch. Probably going to fly, let's see, planes we have within the fleet, 727-100, 727-200, passenger freighter, 737-200, 737-300. Have the 76. I don't really like to fly because it is very laggy, that flight factor, 767. We have the Rotate MD-80, which I like to fly. Saab 340, Q4, and the EMB 110 is always a ball to fly, just doing little puddle jumps. Did recently just get the Carinado PC-12, thanks to Dylan here for suggesting that. So, but probably, I don't know, we'll wait and see what we fly tomorrow. let you guys decide on that. And again, a big thanks to Luke C for coming up with that idea to do the EMB 170. I have the which one is it? I have the E175. Now, I love flying this plane. It's a great plane. My only big complaint is the FMC is a little wonky. So, definitely looking into getting the other E170. Definitely going to wait and see. So, might break out the E175. I'd say probably the only crash I've ever really had in the sim was with the E190. Overspeeded in that plane over Sacramento, flying from LA to Portland, Oregon, and the sim reloaded and I was at a high Mach, and when the weather reloaded, they put my plane at an overspeed, fell right out of the sky and landed just outside of Sacramento, or in some of the Sacramento neighborhoods. So, like I said, when I generally fly, I like to fly for my little fictional airline that I have going here, my virtual airline, quote unquote. Generally with the planes within the fleet, which are the 727s, the 732, 733, 76, MD-80, and the EMB 110, PC-12. So, yeah, I remember that. But definitely keep that E170 in mind. Might do that for a short little flight, maybe down to Dallas or something like that. Definitely can do that. We can possibly make that happen tomorrow. So I will keep that in mind. I do want to bring you guys content that you do want to watch, and if the E170 is something you want to watch, then I can definitely bring that into the channel. So, excuse me, I'm sorry. I do have the CRJ 200 by J. Rowland, which I still enjoy flying. It's a fun little plane. I might consider that, but you know, like I said, I mostly fly the 7.2, 7.32. You mostly will find me on the 7.2 or the 737-300, but just some of the planes I have. So, just giving you a little. Yeah, definitely. We could do the 733s tomorrow, Dylan, if you would like to. Like I said, if Luke would like to see the E170, I can definitely bring that into the channel. So, in terms of frames, the 727 best on frames, I haven't. This is my second live stream. I did a live stream earlier on Twitch. Now, I've noticed between YouTube and Twitch, they're significantly different. Twitch, it's definitely easier on the CPU usage, but it makes the game run a little laggier. Now, I flew from St. Louis to, excuse me, St. Louis to Kansas City in the 733, and that was all right on frames. St. Louis was pretty laggy. You know, obviously, if I'm not live streaming, the frames are all right, but it was a little laggy until we got into Kansas City, and it was fine. I haven't tried Twitch on the 727. This is my second stream, first on YouTube with the 7.2. I did try the A320 last night coming into Rome with some moderate settings. The same settings that I had. I actually had to bump those settings down on Twitch because it was just so laggy. And it seemed all right. You know, I wasn't doing anything major. It was a nighttime approach into Rome on the A320. So it really depends. I haven't really got a feel for most of the planes yet. 7.2 seems to be doing all right. But as you saw, once we got out over Kansas City, the city itself, I'm definitely going to have to tinker with my settings. I'm running a 2013 MacBook Pro. I kind of got it for free. A friend, he passed away, and this was left to me. So, say the least, I mean, pop it open right here. I mean, I can't update this because there is an update that I need for the OS. I think over to what is it? I'm running a bit high in the, or a bit low. I'm sorry, I'm running a bit low in the memory department. So I have a lot of content on here, or the games that I play often and I needed to keep. So like I said, I mean, I'm sure some of the aircraft, like I'm pretty sure the EMB 110 would be easy on the frames. MD80 is a bit of a frame hog, just as is, not even live streaming. So I'm willing to bet that's going to be a bit of an interesting one to fly, depending on where I'm flying to. I haven't. Hold on a sec. Come in. Alrighty, sorry about that. Just saying goodnight. Saying, oh, so okay, there we go. I don't know if you could hear me, but just saying goodnight to my girlfriend. She just popped in. But planes like the 7.2 do all right. I'm sure the 732 would do all right on frames. I can't get the XFMC working in this plane, or the X730, the payware FMC that I had to get for the 737. I can't get the code to send to the developer for that, so I can't get that up and running. The 767 by Flight Factor is also generally a frame hog, just as is, so I would be interested to see how that is. Planes like the Beech 1900 or the Pilatus PC-12, like I said, haven't tried those. They're decent on frames, so we'll wait and see how that goes. But it is in my hopeful future, maybe at some point, to get a better computer, a computer dedicated to gaming, so I can, have great frames, live stream, and pull out a, say the 767 or other aircraft that are heavy on frames and do all right, because, I would love to fly into New York City, going to JFK or Newark or LaGuardia, and go in there with a, aircraft that necessarily on my computer doesn't get great frames, but go into an area where I know I don't get great frames and be all right. That is my hopeful dream. Unfortunately, I do have some things to pay off, because if we go... Well, let me first explain, because we are done for the evening, because I am going to be going to bed here, because I am going to try to keep on track for a sleeping schedule. But, this lovely vehicle back here is mine, and I had a teensy bit of help getting it from my awesome girlfriend. She was able to contribute a little bit of money just to kind of help me and not have it was like $500, just so I wouldn't have $500 outstanding to the dealership. Stepdad, he chipped in a little bit. My dad, he helped pay for the registration. Just people helping me out along the way, just because they knew I was tight on money and they didn't want to see me struggle so much. And I did take a trip back home to Maine, because I am from Maine. I live out in Illinois now. I took a trip back home, and I had a credit card, which I had intentionally got a very low limit on my credit card. Did max it out. I am in the process of paying that off, and in the process of paying back family members. I have no money to my name right now. Went through the same spiel on Twitch earlier. So, but and I have to start saving for a future. I do have a potential job with Southwest Airlines as a ramp agent over at St. Louis International. I'm actually in the process of a background check as we speak. They are reviewing my background, so hopefully get on with them soon. It's a good paying job, but I also have to think about long-term future, my future with my girlfriend. We're living at her parents' house. We eventually, someday, when she's done with college, within the next 2 years, would like to look into getting a little place of our own. That's going to be some money we need to save up on. If my car were to break today, I'm screwed. So I do need 4 new tires for that. That's about $300. A decent gaming computer from maybe iBuyPower is about, from what we looked at a couple years ago, because my mom was supposed to get me one for her birthday, and then it was told Christmas, and that's been for the past 2 or 3 years.
but about $700 or so. So maybe something I can save up for a little bit on the side, but it's nothing pressing because I already have a computer, and a computer isn't necessary to have a good living because this is a hobby of mine, and we all understand that. Computers aren't necessary for life, but eventually someday I would like a better gaming computer because I would hope to do this for a while. I would like to do some live streams for a while, but again, things like my car, my awesome car, my '09 Crown Victoria are things I love and need to have money to do. So just a little spiel. Sorry to bore you to death with all that. So, but just some general information on me, since I'm sure you've never watched one of my live streams because I've never live streamed before. So, but any other questions? Right before we wrap this all up here. Oh, and if you are typing any other questions, oh, hey, not a problem. Hey, thanks for coming out, man. Like I said, I really appreciated your little idea there. That was a great touch for the evening. I'm gonna try to maybe make this, a once a week thing, or try to see, when my schedule is free. I would like to at least make a once a week planned schedule for a stream. Maybe just depending on my schedule, just try to get this going. I'll definitely give you guys more heads up about that. So whether it be here on YouTube or whether it be on Twitch, I don't have the best internet in the world, being where we are. So it really depends on that. But like I said, thank you for coming out. I really appreciate that. Some other things before you go, just real quick. I also do have Euro Truck and American Truck Simulator. I have City Skylines, but it is very slow. To the point where it's pretty unplayable right now, just because I have so many assets and mods. I really need to fine tune that. I also do trains. I don't know if you're into that kind of stuff, but I do trains. I'm building a route on there. So potentially some other stuff I would like to live stream. You don't have to be into that stuff. Definitely don't have to come and watch, but X-Plane's definitely going to be what I'm streaming. So just something to keep in mind if you just like watching people do simulator stuff, or if you're strictly into flying, that's cool. I will definitely be doing that a lot. So just something to look out for. But anyways, so like I said, appreciate you coming out. Dylan, thank you for joining us tonight, and I will definitely see you all tomorrow. So I hope you have a great evening.